My next guest says that the rapid retreat of the VIX means that investors have nothing to fear. Let's bring in Simpler Trading VP of Options, Danielle Shay. All right, I might have taken liberties there. That I don't know that you say they have nothing to fear, but you really think this was a great move, right? The VIX now back under 15. It's happened so fast, I almost feel like it's a contrarian move.
Well, Charles, this move was incredibly fast, but what I love is that with the VIX below 17, typically that means that we're going back into a nice bullish trend that we can buy. And you know what? If you look at the way that this correction happened, we haven't gotten that many opportunities like this over the past couple years. We had a move lower in April. We had a seasonal move last fall. We, of course, had the bear market. But I think that this is a fantastic buying opportunity to pick up some stocks for the long term.
So I know you like the software sector. SMH is here. It's making a nice move. I looked at the chart earlier. It's right under the 50-day. Would you be aggressive buyer before then, or would you like to see it close above that level?
Charles, I'm buying the semiconductors and I'm buying the NASDAQ as well, because when you look at this space is leading the way. So typically when you have a fall like this in the market, what you want to see in order to know that it's a good buy is you want to see those relative strength stocks leading the way out of those lows. And that's exactly what's happening here. So I've definitely picked up some ETFs. I like SMH. I like QQQ. I also like Taiwan Semiconductor here too, because I think that one has recovered really well up above the 50 simple, and it's getting ready to make a break to new highs.
So let's talk then about potential earnings catalysts. You put a list together, and Broadcom, NVIDIA, and Palo Alto Networks. Let's talk about Palo Alto for a moment, because that sector forever has been hit or miss, right? When they miss big. They get hammered. When they make it, they do very well. Then, of course, there was embarrassing breach in the whole situation with their main CrowdStrike. So are they going to benefit from that, or is it just that they're going to grow even without that, taking share from that?
Palo Alto used to be one of my favorite stocks to trade for earnings because it would just go up every single time. And what's happened is the last 3 quarters, as you've mentioned, there's been a variety of difficulties. And so sometimes what can happen when you have a strong company like that that's still beating EPS estimates and trading lower multiple quarters in a row, the expectations are significantly lowered. And so what can happen is, they say something slightly better than expected and they can rally. So I still like the stock long term. I think that the technicals are holding up well, right, and the fundamentals. Yes, it has traded lower after earnings a couple of quarters in a row. But I think if they could surprise, then it could be a bullish catalyst.
All right. The old swashbuckling Danielle is coming back. I was wondering where that person went. Now, I do know you have a couple of trading ideas. We're going to put it on the screen. Meta and Netflix, as opposed to some of these ideas you just mentioned a minute ago, the more buy and hold stuff. Is the caveat here that these are higher risk at this point?
So, Charles, I just like to separate my ideas between long-term investing that I'm buying on a correction and then picking trades that have relative strength that are near highs, because typically when you're trading on a short-term basis, you want to find those tickers that are continuing to go higher because that's where the relative strength is. And so when you look at Meta and you look at Netflix, those 2 stocks out of the Magnificent Seven have recovered the best. So that's why I would like to focus on those on a short-term basis and trade those back up into those previous highs.
They always say new highs beget new highs. Danielle, thank you very much. Great seeing you.
Thank you.